All right, part four. The main reason I went there, Iboga, Ibogaine. Iboga's a lot stronger than Ibogaine, but Iboga. Not what I expected at all. Again, that's where I fucked up. I went in there having the expectations that I knew what it was and what it was going to do, and what it would do for me, how I'd react, type shit, and it kicked my fucking ass. So to start off the beginning of that, we were gonna do it outside originally and have a huge bonfire and shit, because the fire is part of it, a huge part of the ceremony. But it was brick. It was like 40 degrees out, so that was a no. Because I wasn't. The staff stays with you. The staff that partakes in the ceremony stays with you. And nobody wanted to be. I didn't want them to be outside either. That fucking long for hours and hours and cold and shit like that. So luckily, in like the clubhouse, kitchen, and dining room, living room area, the huge building they have there, where we have all our meals and stuff, we cleared that out, cleared the tables out, and set up in there because there's a fireplace in there. So we got the fire. Chemo, my dude, I love you, man. Chemo got the fire going, and they set up a table almost like a shrine. There's a ton of things there for the ceremony. And earlier, Hank, I can't wait to tell you all about him. Hank, I love you, dude. You're the fucking man. Stay strong, brother. You always got this, dude. You know how far you've come and where you're going. But Hank and Zoe are making these head wreaths out of legit green, like fan-like, I can't remember the name of it, a plant that's on the property. And earlier, before that, I forgot about this part, but we have to go around and pick the natural flowers and certain flowers that are all in the compound surrounding it, and put it in that bucket. And then we pick them, set our intentions, mix it all together, then go and take a bath with it, and you use it, you scrub it all over your body, everything, and then you're clean, you're pure to go in there. So we go there, we're all just getting in the zone, chilling out, trying to set our intentions, let go of expectations, get ready mentally, get prepared to do this work we're about to do, which I heavily underestimated. And start off, you go over there one at a time. There was three of us. It was me, my roommate O'Day, who's my brother. I love you, man. And then Trent, my other brother, who went through it with us, who was like on the same page as me as the whole time, as far as the journey wearing the medicines and whatnot. And by the way, his brother Meta is the fucking man. He came down, brought him there to help him save himself and heal. And he took off after like a week with us. But I love you, dude. Can't wait to get in touch with you and talk to you some more. But so Trent is Meta's brother, and the three of us are going through it together. My roommate O'Day had already previously done it. Not the ceremony part, but he did enough Iboga to have that whole reset part and everything. But he wanted to do it again to pretty much support us, which, to know you're going to go through fucking hell again willingly, but still be ready for it, that speaks volumes. He's a fucking G. He's 27 years old. I got 10 on him. And this kid impresses the shit out of me and inspires the fuck out of me. And I'll see you soon, O'Day, because you're only a couple hours away. But anyways, so O'Day steps up to the plate, joins it with us. And I believe he went first. But so individually, you go up, you sit down in the chair in front of that shrine, and in front of Jenna, Zoe, and Chemo, and Adam's there as well. And like one of them's ringing this bell over your head during the entire process, the beginning of the ceremony. You pretty much got war paint on. You got a red stripe straight down your face, which technically means it splits your face open, and it opens up your brain and everything to what's coming, pretty much. And then on the outside, it's all this white paint. And then you put that ceremonial headband on that they made, and Chemo had given me this feather that I had attached to mine, thankfully and gratefully. And you hold your hand on your head, you're holding your head, you're sitting straight up, and then you split the doses of Iboga. I think mine was 50 grams, 50 or something like that. And so you take half, first half, I think, oh no, first half I got in the capsules, thankfully. Or it might have been the other way around. Anyway, so I take one half. Oh no, the first half was powder. The first half was powder because the powder hits quicker and faster and harder. It's disgusting. But anyway, so I rip it and then I go sit down and then they say, all right, just stare at the fire. And they don't leave you. They're right there with you. They're playing the instruments in the background and you're staring at the fire. Then all of a sudden you start seeing shit in the fire. You start seeing it change shapes. You see shapes. You see all types of crazy shit because your mind is just going. And then after like 20 to 30 minutes, you raise your hand when you're ready for the next dose, and then you take the next dose, the other half of this stuff, the Iboga, this sacred plant medicine. Iboga alone can change and save the entire fucking planet, just so you know. That's just one of these plant medicines. So anyways, you do that, and then you go back to staring at the fire, and then they play the ancient African tribe music of the Bwiti people, and they play Bwiti music. Now, it's a lot of percussions, and it goes fast paced, and it's, at first you're like, okay, this is awesome, it sounds dope as shit. And then you start feeling it, like literally feeling every single percussion, you feel it in your body, and your body's vibrating, and you start seeing shit, and you start going nuts to the point where I had to lay down because it was overwhelming, it was too much, like I couldn't take it. I'm like fighting it, and I'm like, and then I remember I can't fight it, and I have to stop and let go. And then the music got crazier and faster, and then there was offbeat percussions all over the place, like shit all over the fucking place, and it's all hitting you like a full-on assault. Like it's fucking insane. And that just keeps going and going. I can't remember if it was an hour or 2 hours. It just goes, or it could be longer. I don't even remember. It just beats the shit out of you. And that's the hell that I'm talking about. Now, while that music is verbally, or physically, spiritually, everything assaulting you, in your head, you're thinking of shit you don't even remember. You're seeing images of your childhood, of your whole life, like filed out before you, and it's just going non-fucking stop. And everybody's different. Some people literally see it file itself, and then it'll start from the beginning, or it'll pull different files from different parts of your life and show it to you, and it's fucking insane is what it is. And you're just going through that, and it's nuts, and it's fucking crazy, and you can't control your thoughts. And I tried to control my thoughts, and I tried to fight it because it was, one point it got real dark and scary for me, and it got demonic, and I started seeing the most evilest shit, and I was trying to fight it, and shortly after that is when I finally hunched over on all fours, grabbed my bucket, and started puking. And then thank God Adam, he came over, and I was starting to freak out. He was telling me it's okay, just let it all out, get it all out. And I remembered ahead of time they were telling me that's gonna happen, and you got to puke out all the bile in your system, everything, until pretty much it's white coming out and no more bile and no more stomach acid and everything. And I did. And I got myself together. Before that, my mouth was insanely watering, and that's when I started to fight it, and I stopped it from happening. And then that's when it came back and kicked my fucking ass. I was like, you're going to learn today, motherfucker. And I did, and I sure did. And it came back, and it beat the shit out of me. And then hours later, after constantly going through my life in the universe and other things that I can't explain, other lives I lived that I cannot explain, thousands and thousands of fucking years of lives I lived that I cannot explain, I'm witnessing it all. And then hours later, the music changes, and it's a beautiful melodic electronic type soft healing music, and then you start to feel healed, you start to feel better, then you feel amazing, and you feel love and pure happiness and pure joy, and just you're at bliss and serenity. I mean, again, there's no words to describe this type of sacred medicine and what it does to you. It's insanity. And then after after a while, hours and hours there, me and O'Day kind of like wake up and come back too, and we see Trenton's gone. So we're like, oh, he must have went back to his villa. So that means we can go back to the villa because all the staff had left at that point too. And you know, because you just sit there and rest and finish going through it, and you're completely safe. They check on you and everything. But we go back because we're roommates, so we go back to our bungalow and try to lay down and pass out, and that's not happening. And you're going through all these other crazy thoughts and feelings and everything, and at one point I hear Jana come to get me. Jana's like the other half of the leadership of the place. She starts telling me, you know, you need to focus on integration now, and it's going to be tough because now you got to go home. And literally I was leaving in a few hours. And then I started thinking about that, and then I started freaking out because I felt excuse my language, please don't take it the wrong way, but retarded, full retard. It's from Tropic Thunder, if we don't get the reference, but it's a movie line. But it was just, I'm like, there's no fucking way. So then I started getting mad, and I started thinking it didn't work, and I had all these crazy thoughts and feelings. Well, this is bullshit. Then I was pissed, and I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna leave? And then they offered to keep me there, and then they said you can stay free of charge, you know, until you're ready to leave. And I knew I couldn't. As much as I wanted to, I knew I couldn't. I had responsibilities, and I got my fucking baby waiting for me to pick me up at the airport later on, and I got to get back to family and life and medical and everything else. And I had like an epiphany in a moment, like maybe all this was supposed to happen like this. Maybe this was the universe putting me through the fucking ringer and the test and putting all these obstacles in my way to make it happen. Speaking of obstacles, I'll tell you about that morning trying to get to the airport and that week that led up to that. Everything got thrown in the way. A flood in my fucking house, a brand new house that we just finished moving into on my birthday, January 31st, to the morning of the fucking I live on top of a mountain now, literally, so the entire way down is insane and S-turns and steep and crazy as it is. It's all black ice. I come around a bend and some dude sitting there with his lights off crashed into my side of the road, just standing there like an asshole. Like, no lights, nothing to warn other people. Granted, it was like 3 a.m, but still. So anyways, going down the mountain, we're literally drifting, going the opposite way. I'm drifting, counter steering, you know, which is steering the opposite way, down the entire mountain in like a controlled crash. Going around the S-turns and everything. Thank God we got the Audi S3. That shit was madness, and I made it to the airport thankfully. But I lost train of thought. Yeah, so after that conversation, I'm sitting there. I talked to Jess. She brought me back to reality in a good way. And she always does. Like that fucking woman. I don't know what I would do without you. That's my fucking rock in my soul right there. It's not my other half because she's the whole. She's a whole another piece of me. But she brought me back into reality and was talking to me like she always does and gave me some amazing advice. And I had like a euphoric moment when I was like, I fucking got this. Like, I can do this. I got this. And I believed it. I believed it fully. And then the rest of my morning there was great. It was a great time. And then sadly I had to leave, and driving back with Kathy and Cruz. Cruz is one of the medical staff, and they bring me, you know, all the way to Ensenada. Get picked up by a car service there. Go into Tijuana. We're in West PJ, and I'm waiting for another car service to bring me to the border. And then that was initially my biggest fear. I'm like, fuck, how the fuck am I gonna get back in the States? I got no passport. Isn't that just an ID or a driver's license? So long story short, we go there, the first guard, which the other, as we're pulling up, is female guard, Border Patrol comes out and just goes on break and leaves the thing completely unmanned. The Border Patrol, and it's not the agents, but the Border Patrol is way worse than you see on TV and on the news. It is a complete, anyways, don't want to get this video pulled down, but it's amazing. So we go in, dude asks what I'm down here for. I tell him, he's like, you try ayahuasca? You try this? He's like, how was it? So I didn't know if he was questioning me to get my answers or thinking I had it on me or something and I was smuggling some back, or if he was genuinely interested until the conversation was done and he sent us a secondary. He was genuinely interested. It was super cool. But go to secondary, they go to check my stuff, and then they decide to give each other breaks. So 3 people went on breaks while we're sitting there for over an hour, and they all restarted every time they came back and gave another one a break and did do shit. And they're like, why don't you have a passport? I'm like, 'cause I never left the country. They're like, so she's like, why have you never left the country? I'm like, 'cause I never had a passport. She's like, so you came to Mexico? How'd you get here? I'm like, I flew into Cali and drove across. And she's like, with no passport? I was like, yeah. She's like, why don't you have a passport? I'm like, 'cause I never left the country. She's like, so why have you never left the country before until now? I'm like, 'cause I never had a passport and I never needed one. So it was like Super Troopers. It was ridiculous. But anyways, she's like, is your car searched? I'm like, oh, she's like, I gotta search your car. And this is the third person. I'm like, they already searched the car. And they're like, she was like, oh, okay. And then give us an attitude and let us go. We're like, anyways, phenomenal job. So I'm coming back. I'm trying to keep myself right. Mind you, I've been up for like at this point 2 days, and I'm flying overnight. My flight's at 11 o'clock at night, and I got a connecting flight in North Carolina, so I don't get back to Hartford till almost noon a whole day later. So that's ended up being 3 days up. But anyways, as I'm in San Diego airport, I got like 3 hours to kill, and I'm listening to this music, and there's this song by Gorgon City with a Terrence dub remix, and it had the drums in it, like almost like the Bleachy music, and it was a sick song. It's still one of my favorite songs. I never heard it before, but it's weird that song just happened to play that I've never heard before, and it kicked the fucking Iboga back in. So I'm in the airport, and I'm like, and I'm seeing shit, like it's hard to fucking stand and walk because you can't really walk on Iboga. Like it was fucked. So I sat there, and I just pulled my hat down and had my hoodie up, and I'm just sitting there like just jamming out to the music, all fucked up, and continued my journey home. That shit was wild. And then when I first got out to the gate waiting for my plane, I see this like straight up hippie dude, this white kid come in with dreads, he's got a drug rug and shit on, and I'm like, I haven't seen a single hippie on either airport back and forth on the way here. What are the odds this dude's here? Like I almost kind of felt like it was a sign to go talk to him. Then I was like, no, I don't want to be a fucking weirdo or embarrass him. I didn't care about really embarrassing myself anymore at that point, but I didn't want to throw other people off or scare other people off, especially at the airport, so I didn't say nothing. And then I see him on the next flight. He's on the second flight too, going to Hartford, which is weird, and I didn't say nothing still. But I have a real good feeling I'm gonna run into that guy randomly, which would be super cool. But anyways, those are my stories and my experiences with the plant medicines, the sacred plant medicines, and these amazing people, straight up spiritual warriors and spiritual gangsters in that place. Like, coming back here, it's hard, especially because y'all know me and I post a shit ton of stuff to social media, which I deleted right when I got there, so I didn't have to be on it at all. And I only turned it back on when I got here. I put it back on my phone to post a picture and make an announcement of my journey for these videos on what's to come, and then deleted it right back off. And coming back to the US and realizing that the world's still going to shit and our country's going to shit, I'm like, fuck. I know what's happening, but I'm not automatically reacting the same way I used to anymore. I'm not stressed about it. I don't feel the need to post. Could I easily fall back into that trap? Yeah, but I know better. I just know better. And then we're about to be at World War fucking 3, which we pretty much already are as soon as China invades fucking Taiwan, which they're going to. But I hope to God I'm wrong on that. But normally I'd be fucking in a totally different mindset. But I'm not, because I know there's nothing, as fucked up as it sounds, there's nothing I could do to help. There's nothing I could do to save anybody or stop anything. So what the fuck is the point of stressing myself and my family and my loved ones out like I always have been? Absolutely none. It's stupid to do so. It's not stupid to care, that's not what I'm saying, but it's stupid to put myself in a situation like that when there's nothing I can do. So, but that's that plant medicine doing its job. And it's changed me completely in some of the best ways possible. Like, I'm still me, but I feel like all the bad parts of me were pulled out. My whole fucking life, I hated recording videos. I hated looking in the mirror, even getting ready, because I feel like the eyes looking back at me wasn't me looking at me. I remember when I came back home and I was finally looking at myself in the mirror, I didn't feel uncomfortable looking at myself anymore. I felt like the guy looking back at me is the guy I've been searching for my whole fucking life. And I finally found him and I finally got to him. I finally unlocked him. And it feels amazing to say that and to know that and to feel that way now. But yeah, I'm losing train of thought. I'm just overwhelmed with the whole thing and talking about it and having all these thoughts and feelings run back through my head. Like, I'm so grateful I made this decision to do it. This plant medicine can literally heal the entire planet. And some of them literally heal crazy shit. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to go into that, but Western medicine has some amazing things to come from it and happen, but we all know the truth behind that and all of the horrible things that come from it. But this could cure damn near everything. These medicines can cure almost everything. Mental health, physical ailments, cancers, opiate addiction, which is the worst, the real pandemic, everything. So, yeah, anyways, I won't go too far into that again. YouTube will kick my ass off for that type of stuff. But that's my story. That's my story about the plant medicine. I'll probably do some follow-up videos depending on the comments and what people want to hear more about or for me to talk about or other experiences or whatnot. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you're saying. I'll try to go through them and respond accordingly. Please like and share, subscribe. It'll help the algorithm, help it get out there so more people can see this stuff and more people can hear the story. And then people can realize everybody can be saved. And we can save our fucking selves with the help of Mother Nature and some good fucking human beings. Every single one of us can be saved. Every single one. This medicine can heal the fucking planet. It's insane. And if you're a veteran, and you may not have the resources or money to do so, there's another company which is a lot more in depth as far as they do a lot of prep work, and then you're there for at least a month, I believe, to longer, and then you do more work when you come back to the States. It's called vetsolution.org. The creator is that guy I mentioned, I think it was the first video, Marcus Capone, and his wife, Aubrey, I think it's Aubrey. He's one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. Navy Special Warfare Development Group, SEAL Team 6. Badass operator, almost 20 years career service. You know them, they go through hell regularly. And they deal with it. And they bury it. And they destroy themselves inside. Yet, they still go out and outperform almost everybody on the planet as the baddest operators on the fucking planet. And seeing him talk about it is what really triggered me to make this happen. Him and other people were ready to blow their fucking brains out, drinking to oblivion, trying every single Western medicine they could to help them, and alternative treatments, and nothing helping. Most of them made it worse. And as y'all know, so many don't make it, period. But seeing these elite men go through the same things and way worse, seeing them go through the plant medicines and these sacred ceremonies and coming out as the men they're supposed to be and who their wives fell in love with, and seeing their light come back in their eyes, and now their lives are completely changed and they're doing amazing things, that's what really set me in motion to make this happen ASAP. But veterans, vetsolutions.org. They also have Vets, VETS, on YouTube. That's their channel. There's more information about that. They offer complete funding and treatment. I'm pretty sure there's still a waiting list, but in the few years they've been up doing it, they've saved over 400,000 Special Forces guys, a lot of team guys, and saved a lot of families with that. And now spouses are doing it and other family members. So there's options out there. If you're an addict and you're struggling, this can literally save you. It will save you if you let it. You got to do the work. It ain't fucking easy. You go through hell, but I guarantee you'll go back to it if you ever had to do it. You won't have to, but if you ever had the option or choice to go through hell again, you would do it after this. You'd fucking welcome it. You go through hell, but you come out you and who you're supposed to be. It's amazing. And this place changes everything for you. You don't have to be an addict to go to this place either. But this place is a heaven on earth. It's got its shit like everybody else. We all got shit, but what you can get from this, and the people become your family. They're all my fucking family in a matter of 2 weeks. I love them and trust them more than people I've known my entire fucking life for the most part. It's completely life-changing. Completely life-changing. And I mean it when I say this shit can save the entire fucking planet. More people need to know about plant medicine. Everybody needs plant medicine. I don't give a fuck how many masks you wear. Everybody's fucked up. You listening right now, you're fucked up. And this shit can help you. It will if you let it. Some people don't need it, and that's okay too. Some people are amazing and do great on their own, which is fucking awesome. But for those in tough situations that maybe feel like they can't do it on their own, there's no shame in that. You need help, reach out to me. I'll put you in touch with the right people. With that being said, I'm gonna go in and grab some dinner. My wife is slaving away over there inside. Excited to eat some good food with my family and my pups and be home on top of a beautiful mountain in the wilderness. And yes, I know a lot of you are thinking I'm crazy, but especially those of you who know me and have known me for years, to see me talk like this and about this, you know I'm not full of fucking shit. You know. And I challenge any single one of you who doubt me, anyone on the fucking planet. You can bring anybody you want to challenge me and tell me this shit doesn't work, and I'll prove them fucking wrong. I guarantee it. I don't know what life is really about. Like, my goal from here on out is to learn way more about the medicines, to get way more involved on educating and spreading the truth about the medicines and how they can save people, everybody. And we'll see what life brings after that. I got some big things in mind, but we'll see what happens. And thank you guys so much for listening. Again, please like, share, subscribe to get it out to everybody else to see, to help them and get past these algorithms. I wanted to do live videos and talk about it, but I need 1,000 subscribers to do that shit. Whack. But not that I care about it, but anyways, if you could hit that button. Not all good. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Share this with someone if you think it can help them or yourself. And just remember who you are, people. Who you really are. Just fucking love each other, man. Don't be a dick. I love y'all. Thank you.